In this section, we will learn how blood moves through the 4 chambers of the heart and the main differences between systemic and pulmonary circulation. From reading the course material so far, you should have a clear understanding of the structure and function of the heart. But let's have a quick recap. So, the heart is made up of cardiac muscle and is divided into right and left sides. There are 4 chambers. The upper chambers, which consist of the right atrium and the left atrium. And then we have the lower chambers, which consist of the right ventricle and the left ventricle. I'm going to hit you with some top tips here, guys, to help you remember some of these concepts. Atrium is Latin for entrance or hall, so it is the place that first receives blood. A also comes before V in the alphabet, and therefore will always be above or at the top. Okay, let's talk about blood flow through the 4 different chambers. The right side of the heart processes the deoxygenated blood. On images, this is shown in blue. And then the left side processes the oxygenated blood, which again is shown in red. The right atrium receives blood from the body. This then moves into the right ventricle, where it is pumped out to the lungs, which is deoxygenated blood. The left atrium then receives the blood from the lungs once it's been oxygenated and flows into the left ventricle, where it's then pumped out into the body for use by the muscles. Make sense? Okay, let's move on to the circulatory system. This is a network of blood vessels connected in a series. The system resembles a figure of 8, made up of 2 main loops. The bottom loop transports blood to and from the body, and the top loop to and from the lungs. Both of these loops are integrated by the heart, completing this figure of 8. The 2 atria receive blood, and the 2 ventricles pump blood. Arteries carry oxygenated blood from the heart, whilst veins carry oxygen-depleted blood back to the heart. A really easy way to remember this is A for artery stands for away, pumping blood away from the heart. The exceptions to this general rule are the pulmonary vessels. Okay, let's look more closely at both loops. They have specific names. We have pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. We'll start with pulmonary circulation. This is the flow of deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle via the pulmonary artery to the lungs to be oxygenated, and then transported back to the left atrium via the pulmonary vein. Then we have systemic circulation. Now this is the flow of oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the body via the aorta, and the return of deoxygenated blood to the right atrium via the vena cava. I know this is complex, guys, so remember this. I would personally print off a blank version of the heart and keep practicing the blood flow until it becomes really familiar.